From time to time, I ever pondered if I actually need to work until the very last moment of my life just to enjoy my dream life. And then my dream life is not even about driving Lamborghinis, living up in mansions, taunting the luxury goods and things like that. It's pretty simple. It's just spending more time with families, less time in front of computers, and probably just work 3 to 4 hours a day and travel around the world, and genuinely want to visit Japan, and I haven't actually got the chance just yet. And in this video, I just want to talk about you can actually smurf in your work once you reach a certain stage. And I would like to share that few opinions around it, some thoughts around it. Probably a bit controversial because I'm not asking you to quite quitting your job, but it's more like what's happened to me at the moment. Because following me for my last few videos, I've been uploading about kind of like my life in the UK, what I've been doing, and for the last 15 years, been working hard to reach a certain stage in life. And now I can probably just work 60% in my main jobs to achieve 120% output, and then the rest of the time I can focus on my side hustles, my YouTube, daily grinding of different things, right? So the first thing to achieve that definitely I think is prioritize high impact activities. So when you just started and you want to achieve the skills that kind of passive incomes in the sense, but not passive incomes, but you could generate wealth pretty easily, that would just prioritize your high impact activities. Because generally when you're young, you have a lot of goals, like myself as well. When I was young, I just want to be a builder, I want to be an electrician, things like that. In the end, I picked to be a good cloud DevOps engineer, and I just ride with it for the past 10 years, and it turns out working pretty well for me, because now I can simply just walk around and go around the job market and get a pretty decent salary DevOps engineers and make a living out of it. Obviously, I can't get rich out of it, but just knowing the fact that I can just walk into the job and be good at it is the result of being prioritized high impact activities in my early life. And that is very, very important, extremely important, I would say, which is the first things I just mentioned about in this video. And having able to do that will help in the long run. And then secondly is automate and delegate. And if you want to try different things, but then you couldn't do it because you have ties into that job. But one thing I learned, especially doing this YouTube video, is I start to delegate the work. And it's not about, sometimes people think that once you delegate and automate the work, you lose the ability to do the work. It's not that it, really. And two examples here I can give. One, as a DevOps engineer, I don't expect to redo most of my work anymore. So I have my own toolings, my own automated things that I can move from different assignment to a different assignment, so that I can save a lot of time just to not to reset up the whole toolings that I need to work. I'm not sure if I passed that information quite well in this video, but long story short is when you're going a different job, you will need to reset up your own tooling just to work on that job again. But I have a set of process that I can set it up now, on set of mindset that I can, go straight into the assignment without spending a lot of time. And then the delegate part of that is about my YouTube video journey. I just officially started quite seriously about 2 months ago, and 2 years ago I do start YouTube, but I found it very hard for me to continuously doing it because I do not have editors, and having an editor is a luxury thing that not everyone can afford at the start of the YouTube because it costs money. But I just found out it's a lot easier to have one, because once I delegate the work, I do not need to spend a lot of time thinking to edit, to learn new skills or perfectionize my video, because I'm a perfectionist, and being a perfectionist doesn't mean I want perfect videos. I've spent a lot of time editing it. That's what happened 2 years ago. I burned out and I stopped editing. So that's it really. I think it's once you're able to automate it and delegate it, you're able to overcome that hurdle. And then the third one is invest in continuous learning. It's self-explanatory, right? And then you might ask me why you said that you can work less, but you need to do self-learning a lot as well. These two kind of need to be balanced. You take less time to work so that you can spend more time to do the learning. Again, especially in the tech world, I think with the AI booming and things like that, and more demands that of a software engineers will require good communication, not just good communication skills, but also good tech skills as well. So you can't just learn all the new things at work. By the time, probably after you spend 1-2 years at work, things will get stale a little bit, old a little bit, and then you have to pick up the new skill from somewhere. And this is where it kicks in, that you will have to learn some new skills all the years. And that's what I did. And I was supposed to make videos about how I just continuous learning. It's not something special, just doing certification. And the certification in cloud world, people just do not like it because people think it's useless and it doesn't worth a lot. but it does actually, because I renew some of the main one, just a solution architect for AWS, and renewing that allowing me to be able to do a side hustles, which I'll do a video shortly about it, where I earn about $4,000 to $5,000 a month averagely, I think, where it's the videos due coming probably another 1 to 2 months once I finalize some of the details on that. So that's really, I think, invest in continuous learning, and my channel is about my part-time software engineering degree in Oxford University. If you want to learn more about it, you can go back and review it and let me know if you have any questions. So the next one is create multiple income stream. It's self-explanatory thing. Who doesn't want a multiple income stream stuff, right? It's having pointed it out, you would think that you knows it, but when you're actually doing it, it's pretty difficult, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm quite regret that I didn't start a YouTube channel. I didn't start my digital product a lot earlier than anyone else. The funny thing is I'm onto AWS a lot earlier than anyone else. I'm on the Amazon Web Services in the UK back in 2014. That was the days that no one actually used it, and I was one of the few that got some certification on it and got myself a job, but then I didn't document my journey. I didn't make myself a brand that knows about this technology a lot better than anyone else. So I think that's my biggest regrets on that. And again, that's what relates to side multiple incomes, right? If I'm able to raise my brand and awareness, I probably could have created a passive income for myself that loads of company consultancy would come to me and ask what's my advice, and I wouldn't need to probably work that hard in the past 5 years just to prove that I can do Amazon Web Services. So at the end of the day, I'm doing it kind of the wrong way, and the whole point is that probably trying to approach it different ways that will probably just kick up a new income stream that will reduce the amount of work that we need to work, which is the point of this video. So the next one is practice self-care and mindfulness. This is kind of like a bit that all talks about is meditations, and I used to don't trust meditation. I just felt like it's a time what can you gain by just sitting there quietly thinking about things about mindfulness. But in the recent month or the last 3 months, I've been doing meditations, and I can tell you exactly that how I was wrong about it. It does help tremendously. It's not just helped me gain mindfulness, that's what's happening around me, and having that thoughts around able to be calm and ready for the next task is something extremely important, especially if you're doing different side hustles, a different client you're serving. How can you detach for that work doing and then jump straight into that new context? This is where the mindfulness comes in. If you are very good at meditations or having that self-mindfulness, then detaching yourself and get into a different context in a very short amount of time is advantageous, and that's pretty much decrease the time you need to work. And for myself, because I have to serve 5 to 7, 6 clients, every time when I think about how to switch into different client, I start to wondering, my mind starts wondering, and it's very hard to focus, things like that. But ever since meditate, I had the ability to switch contexts pretty quickly, and that's genuinely important, and I urge people to give it a go as a meditation that helps me for a lot of advantages on it. Then so the next one will be network smartly, which I wish I could have done this early, because as an introvert myself, I trust my own skills better longer than anyone else. I just want to do coding, I just want to show the world how good my work is, but in the end I miss out the opportunity to network with people who are actually even clever than me, can do stuff faster than me, who can show me the right way to do things. And in recent months in this 2024, I changed how I approach stuff. I started to network a lot more. I talk to people, I make YouTube videos to get to know a lot more viewers that have the same thoughts as me, and hopefully that's able to increase my network's worth and able to achieve what I actually wanted to. Again, on my last few videos, I talked about if you want to have a change in your life, it's not necessarily looking at people. For example, I'm doing YouTube. It's not necessarily looking at people who already have million subscribers. For me, I'm so small that I should looking at people who have 1,000 subscribers only, how they're doing, what they're doing, and network with them and grow together with them, basically. So that's one of the strategies that I will use to work less, basically. So the last one is set the smart goals. It's really cringe when talk about it, set smart goal. Everyone knows how to do that, but when I meant the smart goal here is not the goal that I want to become millionaire, I want to become billionaire, I want to get some side chick and things like that. It's not. It's actually quite simple. I want to be a better self. So how do you do that? And you split that into objectives, and that's smart goals already, right? It's pretty straightforward, like how I wanted to talk about it. And the smart goals I have is about my YouTube channel. Rather than just I want to have 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 views and things like that, I would want to have quality audience. I would like to have few comments that probably ask me a few questions about some of the topics I raise. if I didn't get a lot of comments, I just felt like I think my videos and topics wouldn't quite special and aggressive to reach the audience I actually wanted to reach. So that's my SMART goal for the year. I just want to be good at YouTube, make good videos, stop being cringe in front of cameras. And in the end, I think hopefully I'm able to reach out a lot more audience. Hopefully by the time you watch it, you will leave a comment down below, share your comments around it. And yeah, so hopefully this video able to help you as well. But ultimately, the title of this video will be, how to work less to live averagely. And the idea of it is, first priority goal is prioritizing the right thing. Work as hard you can. You still need to work hard in the first few years just to unlock a kind of semi-passive skill that you can walk into a different job to get a semi-good salary, to kind of continue your life, pay your bills and things like that. Once you get that, then you're able to spend a lot more time in other things. It's a bit like cycling and driving. In the beginning, you drive quite religiously or just want to be careful around your surroundings and things like that. But once you've been driven for 2 to 3 years, you start to relax, you can change gear easily, and you can watch your surroundings without worrying that you might miss steps and things like that. It's the same thing in life. If you ever achieve that steps, then pretty much Pareto effect, 20% of efforts, 80% of output. That's pretty much everyone should aim to achieve for. So that's the end of my video. I ramble a little bit at the end of it, but I'll try to be best in my videos. And yeah, I will see you next time in my next few videos. Peace.